Evil series, since the beginning of its airing, has introduced to viewers numerous demonic creatures that can definitely unsettle and scare you in just one go. Focusing on that aspect, today we'll list off 12 terrifying demons that were shown in the episodes of Evil. Hold on to your pillows because these creatures don't go easy on you. Before we get into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. George made his first appearance in the series premiere Genesis 1, where Kristen saw him for the first time in her dream. During his first appearance, George seemed to know about the thoughts Kristen was going through, which she hadn't shared with anybody, such as her instant crush on David, and even her feeling burdened by the role of being the only caregiver to her daughters. George's appearance, despite being very human-like, was quite unsettling with his yellow eyes and dark skin that would easily allow him to blend into the darkness. George enjoyed teasing and scaring Kristen, especially with her own techniques of therapy, such as the true or false game that she played with the serial killer Orson LaRue during interrogation. But George took the game a few steps further by cutting Kristen's fingers every time she lied in her answers. This meant that George had access to Kristen's inner thoughts to know which of her answers were not a lie. Initially terrified, Kristen's fear went away once she realized that her encounter with George had been happening in her dreams and not in the real world, with the help of a large note she had taped on her ceiling, which she was unable to read in her dream. Despite this, George did seem to affect the real world as he opened the window in the dream. Kristen found the window to actually be open upon waking up. Kristen's initial fear of George would keep her in a state of paralysis, but as the fear went away, Kristen was able to move around easily and was even able to stab George on one occasion, though it definitely didn't kill him. Kristen tried to write off George being a figment of her imagination after finding out a character that looked like him to exist in a horror show that her daughters watched secretly, but having not seen the show before encountering George, it was too far-fetched a theory to believe. Later, watching the behind-the-scenes interview of the show's prop creator, Kristen found that his creations were inspired by what he had seen in his dreams, meaning that he had also encountered George in his dreams at some point.
Good. Then find someone else to take her heart out, and you and I will eat it.
Devil Therapist. In Season 1, Episode 12, Justice Times 2, Dr. Leland Townsend's therapist made their first appearance. Resembling the devil's most known avatar of a humanoid goat, Leland expressed his frustration to the therapist about feeling emasculated by Kristen at the courthouse, once she tore him to shreds by bringing up his embarrassing past. Leland wanted to rip her heart out, but refrained from it because of a plan. The devil therapist, though, suggested he find someone else to rip out Kristen's heart, which then they would eat with Leland. In Episode 13, Book 27, the devil therapist appeared in Kristen's dream, telling her to leave for her mountain climbing summit that was offered by her husband, but before the conversation could go further, Kristen's dream changed. Later, the devil therapist appeared outside Kristen's house, waking up her daughter, Lexis, and then scared her. This finally pushed Kristen to the point of fearing for her kid's safety, and killing the recently freed serial killer Orson LaRue, who had been disturbing her with apologies. The devil therapist also appeared in David's vision, showing Kristen walking towards him, foreshadowing her possession by evil. Ifrit, or Fire Djinn. In Season 2, Episode 3, F is for Fire, David, with the help of Sister Andrea, found the name of a young girl named Matilda Mowbray on Leland Townsend's map. Arriving at Matilda's foster home with Kristen and Ben, the trio soon realized that the little girl had been surrounded by strange occurrences of fire bursting out around her. Kristen, after a conversation with Matilda, was able to find out that Matilda had been possessed by a demon who had been causing the fires around her when he got angry. Hearing Matilda's description of the demon having no eyes and fire bursting out of his head made Ben realize that the demon was none other than an Ifrit. Initially, the trio was able to refute Matilda's claims by some chemistry equipment found under her bed. The Ifrit had seemingly changed its host from Matilda to Kristen, as the girl had said that he would only leave her alone after he found a new host. Kristen soon began having visions of the Ifrit, and even went out for a drink at a bar, flirting with a stranger under the Ifrit's influence. Soon, Matilda received exorcism from both a Catholic priest and an imam, an Islamic religious leader, which wasn't successful. While Kristen, realizing the Ifrit's effect on her, started taking measures to prevent it through medication. The Ifrit was again seen by Kristen in Episode 5, Z is for Zombies, when Kristen realized that because of his influence, she's been targeted by online advertisements trying to entice her to cheat in her marriage. The Ifrit's influence on Kristen also grew stronger, as was noticed by her husband, Andy, in Episode 8, right, B is for brain, where Kristen had been going through severe bouts of anger from being impatient toward her daughters to beating up a man at the grocery store for cutting the checkout line. Kristen also seemingly became addicted to physical pain, such as heating up her Christ necklace to burn her stomach and even enjoying feeling hurt during sex with Andy.
Biscuits here.
What? I ordered sweet green.
Manager Demon. In Season 3, Episode 5, the Angel of Warning, Kristen's mother, Cheryl, at her new job at a troll farm company, came face to face with her manager to convince him that she deserved a promotion instead of Leland. Initially entering the office, Cheryl noticed a foul smell, only to be shocked to find out that her manager was a devil-like two-horned and five-eyed demon. Despite her aversion to the demon's smell and fear of him, Cheryl was able to land the promotion, but also had to face sexual harassment from the demon. Despite this demonic appearance being visible to Cheryl, except her, only Leland could see this, as the manager appeared human to everyone else. Abby. In Season 2, Episode 1, N is for Night Terrors, a female demon with a horn and a tail appeared in Ben's dream after Leland warned him about having a dream that he had never had earlier. She quickly made her attraction towards Ben clear, but he woke up soon after by the shock of seeing her. The demon resurfaced in Episode 3, F is for Fire, haunting Ben once more in his dream and trying to instigate him against David and Kristen for not respecting his Islamic religion. Ben was able to not fall for her words by reminding himself that she's not real, but only part of a dream. But the demon left her retainer on the bedside for him to realize how real she was. Ben again faced her in Episode 5, E is for Elevator, when he went alone to investigate the disappearance of two teenagers at a hotel's mysterious 13th floor. Stuck on the haunted floor, and believing that no one would come to save him, Abby visited Ben to keep him company in what was supposed to be his final moments. Abby recommended he write a final goodbye note to his friends, and even reminded him about words that his grandmother imparted on him when he was a child. This was the first instance of Ben being able to see Abby while he was awake, and even in the presence of David and Kristen, though Abby remained invisible to them. Bat Demon. In Season 2, Episode 13, C is for Cannibal, David, Kristen, and Ben met a new subject named Mitch Otterbein, who had recently started craving raw meat after being vegetarian since the age of 14. Mitch's craving had gotten to the point of craving human meat, which he believed a demon to be responsible for. While looking around at a locked building where Mitch dreamt about being chased by demons, separated from the others, David came across the demon in a classroom. A giant demon with horns and bat-like wings chased David until he was saved by Kristen, who didn't notice the demon. Upon talking to Sister Andrea, David realized that the closer he would be to God, the more chances he had of being hurt by the demons. Sister Andrea too was visited by the demon in her dream, but was able to protect herself by stabbing the demon with a wooden cross near her nightstand. Through a symbol on the dead body in particular that Mitch craved, Sister Andrea realized that it was a crest for a demon house, and that Mitch might be chosen as a successor for the demon. Mitch was soon officially initiated into the gathering of 60 demons by Leland, and was made to consume the flesh bearing the demon crest of the body he had been craving earlier. In Season 3, Episode 4, The Demon of the Road, David came across this demon again while driving on an alleged haunted highway to find the truck driver husband of a woman who had asked him for help. With his car stopping midway, David got out of the car only to find the demon feeding on an animal. Noticing David, the demon chased him, but David was saved by the appearance of an angel that scared the demon away. In Episode 10, The Demon of the End, the demon was among the numerous other demons haunting Kristen's house, and was scared of Sister Andrea's technique of killing demons using a shovel. He quickly shifted to the under-construction area of Kristen's house, and was later seen by Kristen's husband Andy, among others.
You and I, we have...
Marriage Demon. In Season 3, Episode 4, The Demon of Sex, David came across a newly married couple who had been facing intimacy issues after being virgins till marriage. Sister Andrea soon noticed that the couple had been haunted by a six-horned demon, who had been causing the problems between the couple to remain powerful. During Kristen's therapy session with the couple, the demon taunted Sister Andrea, and also started showing signs of getting weaker as the therapy helped the couple. But in instances when the couple couldn't sort out the problems, the demon grew bigger. The couple was able to get past their intimacy issues and finally reach a good place, but instead of leaving the couple alone, the demon became subservient to them. In Episode 10, The Demon of the End, the demon reappeared at Kristen's house and became visible to Andy, along with several other demons that Kristen had unknowingly come across during her cases. Mosquito Demon. In Season 3, Episode 1, The Demon of Death, Following David being ordained as a priest, Kristen arrived at his place and confessed to murdering Orson LaRoe. This led to the two kissing each other and almost engaging in sex, but noticing Kristen's burn marks, David came back to his senses. Realizing that what they were about to do shouldn't have happened, Kristen quickly left the apartment, but seemingly came back to seduce David and then sleep with him. When Kristen again tried seducing David the next night at his apartment, David quickly realized that it was not Kristen but a demon pretending to be her due to the demon's forked tongue. The demon returned disguised as Kristen in episode 6, the demon of algorithms, but once David refused, the demon started making him doubt the entity, the group that was trying to remove the humans that represented the demonic houses on Earth. Sister Andrea later saw the demon in its true form as a humanoid with small wings, with pins coming out of its face, trying to suck out David's life force. Sister Andrea was able to drive the demon away, but David didn't realize what had happened to him. In episode 10, The Demon of the End, the demon reappeared when David was trying to pray for Kristen's husband's return after he was believed to be missing by Kristen. The demon tried to convince David to use this opportunity to get close to Kristen, but David kept on ignoring it. The demon's appearance started to also take a toll on David as he was unable to differentiate it from the real Kristen, and even tried to make a move on her, believing it to be the demon. Realizing David's struggle with the demon, Sister Andrea gave him a mosquito net to help him get rid of it, but not realizing that Sister Andrea could see the demon in its real form, David didn't use it. David finally used the mosquito net after Sister Andrea revealed that the demon was a mosquito that was sucking his life force. This led to the demon disappearing from David's room and arriving at Kristen's house, where Andy found it gathering with other demons.
Joe?
Joe Demon. In Season 1, Episode 3, titled 3 Stars, David, Kristen, and Ben were tasked with the case of assessing a popular Broadway producer, Byron Duke, who had apparently sold his soul to the devil in return for winning the prestigious Tony Award. Byron had been talking to this demon named Joe through his virtual assistant, but Ben was able to prove that it was actually a prank being pulled on Byron by an IT guy, who started it as a way to get back at Byron for withholding payment. What they couldn't explain was how Joe was able to hack into Ben's father's virtual assistant and reveal personal details of his sister, especially after the IT guy confessed to having played no prank as such. The unseen demonic entities soon committed their final attack, when Byron received an online message regarding hell being only half full, leading to Byron committing suicide by jumping off his office balcony. The Demon of Bed. In Season 3, Episode 1, The Demon of Death, the blue tiny demon with glowing red eyes was seen by Kristen's husband, Andy, hanging to a pole of Kristen's mother, Cheryl's bed, while trying to knock on her door to wake her up. Upon rechecking the bed, Andy noticed the demon to have gone missing. In Episode 10, The Demon of the End, the tiny demon was seen by Sister Andrea at Kristen's garage, as she soon proceeded to bash its head using a shovel. Despite the demon and its residue being clearly visible to Sister Andrea, Kristen's daughter Lynn was not able to understand what Sister Andrea was actually up to. Baby Demon. In Season 3, Episode 8, The Demon of Parenthood, Kristen dreamt about the baby demon being present in her kitchen. Initially horrified by the demon's appearance, which included a deformed head and teeth and multiple hands, the creature closely resembled a giant caterpillar. Sympathizing with its cries, Kristen cleaned the pacifier that was on the floor and put it in his mouth, even going so far as to breastfeed the demon. The baby demon reappeared in Episode 10, The Demon of the End, when Kristen's husband, Andy, visited the part of the house that was under construction, and found several other demons gathered around the baby demon. Elevator Demon. In Season 2, Episode 4, E is for Elevator, Kristen was on a case about a missing boy and his girlfriend, following the use of a hotel elevator for a game that would take them to hell. The hotel had removed the 13th floor button to prevent the use of the elevator for the game, which gave Kristen the idea to try to stop the elevator between the 12th and 14th floor, to see if the game worked. Upon opening the elevator door, Kristen noticed a figure moving in the dark. Despite her efforts, the elevator door wouldn't open, finally making Kristen come face to face with the demon that was dressed like a schoolgirl, dragging herself through the floor and leaving behind a trail of blood. With the elevator starting up randomly, Kristen got stuck, which allowed the demon to come near her, but before the demon could do anything, Kristen was able to get herself out, and in turn caused the demon to leave. Kristen later wrote off the encounter as a hallucination caused by her new medication. In Season 3, Episode 10, The Demon of the End, the demon returned and was found by Sister Andrea inside Kristen's kitchen cabinet. Once the demon dragged herself out, Sister Andrea killed it using a shovel. Marvelous Verdict. Evil introduces a fresh new perspective to the world of horror, which has been filled with the usual ghosts and haunted dolls. The viewers get to experience a new type of horror filled with demons and angels, and also a new type of logic to make these creatures fit right into reality. There's no one type of demon because they come in all shapes and sizes, and sometimes even hide inside the marvel of modern technology. So be careful about everything, because nothing gets past these demons to stop them from haunting you. And if you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks everyone.
Ghost is me.